Predators, prey, and competition. Think of hiking through a forest. You see many different kinds of plants and animals. Each one needs certain things to stay alive, such as food, water, air, and space. If conditions in the forest change, the number and kinds of living things in the forest will change too. Ecosystems. A forest is an ecosystem. So is a pond or a meadow. An ecosystem is made up of all the living and non-living things in a certain area. Plants and animals are living parts of an ecosystem. The non-living parts include water, sunlight, soil, rocks, and air. The picture below shows a pond ecosystem. You can see that it is home to many different kinds of living things. What are some non-living parts of this ecosystem? Predators and prey. You learned in the last lesson that plants can make their own food, but animals cannot. One of an animal's most important jobs is to find food. It must find food in the ecosystem where it lives. Some animals eat only plants. Some animals eat other animals. An animal that hunts other animals for food is called a predator. The animals that are hunted are called prey. Hawks are predators. They hunt and eat small animals such as mice. The mice are the hawk's prey. In a healthy ecosystem, predators and prey stay pretty much in balance. Hawks in a forest find enough mice and other small animals to stay alive, and there are enough mice so they are not all eaten by hawks. This kind of balance means that both hawks and mice will continue to live in the forest. But suppose a disease makes many mice get sick and die. Then the hawks may not have enough food. Unless they find other prey, some hawks will die too. Others may leave the forest in search of food. After the disease passes, the number of mice in the forest will go up again. The hawks will have more food to eat, and the number of hawks in the forest will also go up. What is likely to happen if a disease kills many of the hawks? There will be fewer predators to eat the mice, so the number of mice will grow. Competition. A resource is something that a living thing needs to stay alive. Food, water, living space, and sunlight are some important resources. In an ecosystem, living things compete for resources. To compete means to try to get something that others want or need. Hawks are not the only animals that hunt mice. Owls and snakes hunt them too. Hawks, owls, and snakes all compete for the same food. If a disease kills many mice, only some animals will get the food they need. Suppose the owls in a forest catch more mice than the hawks or snakes do. Then more owls will survive or stay alive than hawks or snakes. Plants also compete for resources. Think of a large tree. Its leaves and branches keep sunlight from reaching the ground. The tree also takes up a lot of water and materials from the soil. The tree uses resources that all plants need. It affects the number and kinds of plants that grow near it. Many things can change the amount of resources in an ecosystem. A long period without rain causes more competition for water. A fire can wipe out trees and other plants that animals need for food and shelter. The animals that survive must compete for the resources that are left. Lesson review. Number 1. Frogs are predators in a pond ecosystem. Insects are their prey. If the number of frogs goes down, what is likely to happen to the number of insects? A. It will go down a lot. B. It will go down a little. C. It will stay the same. D. It will go up. Number 2. In an African ecosystem, lions and leopards eat zebras, antelopes, and buffaloes. Zebras, antelopes, and buffaloes eat plants. Which animals are predators? A. Zebras and leopards. B. Antelopes and buffalo. C. Lions and leopards. D. Lions and antelopes. Number 3. Which one is an example of living things competing for resources? A. Polar bears and killer whales both hunt seals for food. B. Giraffes eat the leaves of trees. C. Frogs eat flies and water snakes eat frogs. D. Coyotes hunt rabbits for food. Number 4. Which ones are non-living resources in an ecosystem? A. Trees and grasses. B. Water and sunlight. C. Birds and insects. D. Predators and prey.